Hello, Miami Dolphins fans. How are you today? And thank you for listening to DolphinsTalk.com Daily. On this Wednesday, April the 28th, I am your host, Mike. Joining me, as he always does, Big E, Ian Berger, 2020 Miami Dolphins Fan of the Year. Ian, how are you doing today?
Man, what an amazing night it is. We're a little more than 24 hours away to the start of the draft. I got like butterflies in my stomach. I am just so excited about what's coming up in the next couple of days.
And this is our DolphinsTalk.com pre-draft party everyone is invited to here for the next hour or so. Going to have a little fun, and we're going to talk about all the news, speculate that, because that's what it is at this point. Who you got in your mock draft? It's like the NCAA tournament, filling out the bracket. You know, half of it's going to be wrong and all crap, but it's still fun to do, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to have some fun, speculate, because nobody knows what's going on. Ian, I had someone for tonight's show who was going to appear on our show. The super secret source who knew everything. You said, I don't want him on. He doesn't know everything, so I canceled the super secret source.
Thank you. I do know what the super secret source says, but I'm not going to share it until maybe the end of the show. I'll tell you what I know. You know, I'm a media member in addition to being the fan of the year. So I got some contacts. I got a lot of Twitter folks that send me stuff, but I'm just playing with you guys.
Stay tuned for the last 5 minutes. Watch until the last 5 minutes. Okay. So first things first, I want to thank everyone who's watching from finheaven.com. Our partners there. If you want to interact with other fans of the Miami Dolphins, go to finheaven.com. Also, our friends on the Facebook page. I am a Miami Dolphins fan. We have people watching us live right now from the Facebook page. So big shout out to Carlos Hernandez and everyone at the I am a Miami Dolphins fan Facebook page. Now, before we get to the news, and there's a lot of it, let's talk about some internal housekeeping stuff. The draft, big weekend. One of the largest weekends for our website all year. Here's what's going to happen at DolphinsTalk.com between now and probably Sunday. So Thursday night, when the draft is happening, when you get to pick 4 or 5, and the Miami Dolphins are about to be on the clock, go to my Twitter page at Dolphins Talk, go to our YouTube page, or go to the I Am a Miami Dolphins fan Facebook page. Josh Katzker, Aaron the Brain are going to break in live, do pop-up shows when the Dolphins are on the clock. They will be live on the air when the pick is made, give you instant reaction, instant feedback, instant analysis. Same thing when they get close to pick 18 or if they trade around wherever they're picking. Same thing. On the clock, log on, watch them live in the moment. So just before it's time for Miami's pick, that's where you're going to want to be. If you don't like Mel Kiper, if you don't like the NFL Network, watch it with us because we got Josh and Aaron, diehard fans of the Dolphins, who will give you that feedback each night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, after the draft. Tom Ernestine and myself will be doing a post-draft wrap-up show for that day, talking about the picks of the day and breaking down the players, how they fit with the Dolphins, what it means for the Dolphins, what it means for the next day. So you're going to want to be checking in on that each and every day. 2 contests. 1, you only got a few hours left, so if you're watching this on Thursday, I'm sorry. You have a chance to win a Tua Tagovailoa jersey. Go to my Twitter page, Dolphins Talk, and there's a link to it. Click it. It takes 2 seconds to enter, and you have a chance to win. It's really easy. Really, just try because it takes literally 2 seconds to enter. And there's another contest. We partnered up with another site, and you can win $250 in Miami Dolphins swag and gear. So go to, once again, my Twitter page at Dolphins Talk for your chance to win $250 of Miami Dolphins swag. Really easy to enter. Ian, I'm out of breath.
No, I just want to say something, Mike. You know, and it's interesting, and I love the fact that we have such a great lineup over the next couple of days. You know, one thing that I think we all agree on, and not just us, but I think everybody who's watching, is the people who know the Miami Dolphins football team the best are the fans that watch them every single week, the ones that watch every move that they make every single day. These national folks, they don't know the teams in details like we know them. You know, so I love the fact that we're going to have some instant reaction from some local fans, really, because we're fans with a keyboard. I think Absolutely. That's the best way to say it, Mike. And we're going to be able to give our opinions on it. And, you know, some of the opinions going to be great. Some of the opinions going to be not so great. You know, hopefully Tom is not grumpy. My parents have said they don't like it when Tom is grumpy. So
here's what I did with Tom. I already talked Tom down. He wants a running back either night 1 or night 2. I go, Tom, Thursday night, don't expect them to take a running back. I know we're hoping for it, but you can't be grumpy that night because we still got Friday. So yep. Tom agreed. Thursday night, he won't be grumpy about the running back. Now, if they don't take a running back, after Friday night's over, you're going to get super grumpy Tom. But Thursday night, he won't be grumpy. I can promise you that. But the live shows when they're on the clock with Josh and Aaron, those are going to be great. Those two guys are very knowledgeable. They know this team inside and out, and they're going to be able to give you instant, real-time talk about not just the player, but how it affects the Dolphins. Because if you watch it on NFL Network or ESPN, they're going to talk about the player. They're going to say, great player, loves his family, great work ethic. They're going to give you all that stuff, and it's going to be surface level. He runs this fast. He jumps this high. Great. I mean, it is what it is. That's what the draft is, not knocking it. Josh and Aaron are going to give you more in depth. Like, here's what Miami has at wide receiver. Here's how he fits in. Here's who might be gone. His skill set is sort of like this player's skill set. He might be gone now. They're going to give you the in-depth about how each player fits in with the roster for however many minutes. Then they're going to go away. Then when they're almost back on the clock again, they're going to pop back on for another show.
Yeah, and it's perfect. It's the way it should be. It's the way it should be. So there's going to be a lot to talk about, in our draft, which I think is going to be completely up in the air. I think everybody thinks they know what's going to be happening with the Miami Dolphins, but no one has any idea what's actually going to be happening with the Miami Dolphins. I think we all kind of have a general idea of what the holes are. We have an opinion of what positions of need the team has, but we don't know how the Dolphins top brass is going to address those positions. Right. So I think I just can't wait, man, because this time tomorrow it's 7:52. So we would be 8 minutes away from the start of the draft when Trevor Lawrence is taken by the Jacksonville Jaguars, or at least they're on the clock. And then everything starts really, what did we say? After the third pick, right? Pick number 4 is when the draft
all hell's going to break loose. I think all hell's going to break loose. And, you have to think about this. As fans of the Miami Dolphins, think how close the Jets were to getting Trevor Lawrence. They were so close. I said this right before the holidays because they won their games late in the year. Yep. I guarantee you there were fans who had custom-made Trevor Lawrence jerseys wrapped up for Christmas sitting under the tree. Then they beat the Rams. They beat the Browns. They won a couple games. Jacksonville just kept losing, and Jets fans were crushed. And I know we're not going to talk about the Jets much, but I'm not a huge fan of Zach Wilson. I think it's a bad fit. I think this is going to be one of those things where Jets fans will rue the day they won a couple meaningless games with Adam Gase. Yeah,
you're right. And like, why? Right?
Exactly. Why?
You weren't going to save his job. You knew his job was already gone. But for the same reason that I said that the Dolphins
players aren't going to lose on purpose.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah. They're all competitive. They want film. They want their play on film in case they don't end up staying with the Jets and they can get paid somewhere else.
But as an organization, you put someone in place, a head coach at that point, saying, look, we're this close. You find a way to lose. And if you won't do it, I'm going to put someone in who will, because that's a pick that has a 20-year ramification. But no, I'm done talking about the Jets. Let's talk about the Dolphins. The big news. Yeah. Thursday night, Ian, you're going to be there. Hard Rock Stadium, Miami Dolphins draft party, roughly 5,000 people in attendance, and it is going to be a party. I was lucky enough to be able to join a conference call this afternoon with Laura Sandahl, the Miami Dolphins VP of Marketing, as we got to sort of pick her brain, ask her some questions about this event. And I know you're going, but I'm going to tell you some stuff that you're in store for. First off, if you live in the South Florida area and you still want to go, you can. So go to the Miami Dolphins website and RSVP. You have to RSVP. You can't just show up. Go to the website, RSVP. You can go to the draft party. There still are spots available. It only takes a few seconds to RSVP. So go to MiamiDolphins.com. RSVP. If you live out of town and you can't make it to South Florida, which is probably a lot of people watching us and listening to us, go to their YouTube page. You can watch this live on YouTube. And what you will see, because you're probably asking, what am I going to see on YouTube? Well, let me tell you what you're going to see. You're going to see a main stage with Channing Crowder, Travis Wingfield, and John Kajemi talking about the draft picks, talking about who Miami takes and what else is happening with the other teams in the draft. O.J. McDuffie is going to sort of be a roving reporter on site, going around the venue, on the field. They're going to have games, photo booths, former players in attendance, sign autographs, take pictures. It's a party. And they're also having a yard sale where you can buy shirts, equipment, everything you want Miami Dolphins related, and all the proceeds go to the Miami Dolphins Foundation, so it all goes to a good cause. So a little bit of a yard sale. You can take pictures, get autographs. It's gonna be a party. And of course, Big E, Ian Berger's gonna be there. So if you want a picture with Big E, He's a nice guy. Trust me. He'll take a picture with you.
I'm a little big though, right? That's
easy to find.
I am easy to find, but I'll tell you, Mike, like I am so excited to be there tomorrow night because the last time that we did this was 2 seasons ago. Yep. 2 seasons ago, they didn't actually have it on the field. They had it outside because I think they were in the middle of the Miami Open at the time. So the inside wasn't available for the draft party. But, a couple of things about a draft party. Number one, it's an opportunity for us to be safely together, right? It's all outdoors. We're all going to be wearing masks, socially distanced, the whole 9 yards. But 2, like we haven't had Dolphins football since January, man. It's been 4 months. So being able to get together with all the Miami Dolphins fans, with a common goal of rooting for our team to do something good, I think that's always a lot of fun. And I love just interacting with other Dolphins fans. And if I have that opportunity, I jump at it. So this will be my 5th season in a row going to a draft party. The first one that I went to was exactly 5 years ago. This will be my 5th one in a row. So 5 years ago today was when the Miami Dolphins selected Laremy Tunsil. And the draft party was held at Nova Southeastern University in their gymnasium. And I had such a blast with, again, spending the time with the other Miami Dolphins fans. I got some great pictures with other fans, and Gorilla Luke was there, just all these people that you tend to see on TV. So, fast forward to tomorrow, I'm just excited to see everybody. Hopefully I do get a chance I know people want to take pictures with me, but I want to take pictures with a lot of these people that I've never met before. I've interacted with so many people on social media, but I've never had a chance to meet. I'd say 99% of the folks that I've interacted with on Twitter, we've never met face to face. Mike, you and I have never met face to face, and hopefully that'll happen this year.
It's
hopefully,
happen
man.
This year. Tom and myself are flying down for sure.
Yeah, no, of course. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm bringing my buddy Lou Crizzle. He's been a close friend of mine for 15 years. I didn't want to bring my youngest daughter because I want her to get some sleep because we have the flight on Friday. So I want her to get as much sleep as possible. But it's going to be a great time. And when the Dolphins pick at number 6, I think everybody's going to be excited and nervous at the same time. My heart's probably going to skip a beat, and then they're going to announce it, and I think we're going to be really happy. I think we're going to be really excited about the pick.
And this is what makes sort of this draft party, I think, fun. More so than recent years. They have multiple picks. It's not just one pick. They have 2. And let's be honest, there's a good chance they might have 3 because they have picks. And there's been a little bit of talk and chatter. Who knows how true it is that they might slide back into the end of round 1 to maybe get that running back or get a 3rd player. So don't be shocked if it's not just 2 picks this year in round 1. If they try to make it 3 like they had last year 3. But last year, party was all virtual because of the virus. This year, I think with 2 picks, people go nuts. If they make a trade back into the end of round 1, that place will explode. I think people will really start celebrating, and it will be a live party. So still, if you want to go to MiamiDolphins.com. You have to RSVP. It's free, no charge. Anybody can go if you're in the South Florida area. If not, be sure to watch on YouTube. Go to the Miami Dolphins YouTube page, and I'll have a link up on our website and my Twitter feed as well at Dolphins Talk.
And now, I will post a link also, Mike, after our show. Of course,
Ian will too. At Ian,
yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So there was news this week prior to the draft. The Miami Dolphins made a trade. Ereck Flowers to the Washington football team. Got to make sure I say that right. The Washington football team. For essentially swapping like 6th-round picks. So there was really no compensation involved. And when the trade was first made, fans of the Dolphins were happy. All right, we're going to save a lot of space under the cap. We can sign our whole draft class with this one move. Then about an hour later, the news came out. That's not the case. The Miami Dolphins are paying $6 million of the salary, and they're only saving $2 million under their cap roughly. I saw one report that said they saved $2 million. Another said $5 million. Either way, it's not as much as the $8 million they were hoping to save. I got to be honest, Ian. I want to get your thoughts on this trade. I know I'm in the minority, I think, on this. I don't like this trade. I think it's a bad trade. I really do.
I think Ereck Flowers was serviceable last season. I think he did a pretty good job. But I tend to think that there's a plan for everything. And I think that Coach Flores and Chris Greer had an idea of what this season is going to look like and how the following season is going to look like. And they said, if we trade Ereck now, at least we can get a swap of picks. and we could still offload, even if it's just $2 or $3 million. At least they can get that off the books. And I know they're on the hook for about $6 million, which is what you said, which is what I read as well. So I think there's a plan for everything. Now, what that plan is, I have no idea, right? Let's see how this draft turns out. I don't think it means, because some people were like, as soon as it was done, some people came out and said, oh, well, that definitely means the Dolphins are taking Sewell if he's available. That doesn't mean it at all. You know, again, the offensive line position is fairly deep this year, because, again, you're talking about 4 wide receivers that are going to probably get taken in the first 10 to 15 picks, plus the 4 quarterbacks that are at least going to get taken in the first 10 to 15 picks. And then you got all these defensive players that are really some solid defensive players. So they could have a plan in place. We just have to wait for the weekend to figure out exactly what that plan is. So I never jump to a conclusion. I never get too angry about moves, because I want to see what the outcome is going to be.
Here's the thing about Sewell. You're right. It doesn't mean that they're going to take Sewell now, but I will say this. With this trade being made, and then they made an announcement or leaked out that now they're going to move Hunt inside to right guard, which means you have a hole at offensive tackle, because Jesse Davis is a nice guy, but he's not a guy you really want as a starter. So I don't know if they'll take Sewell or even Slater, because some people have him ranked higher, but I think there's more of an option of that happening now than there was 24 hours ago. Sure, I think that's fair. I think 24 hours ago, there was no chance of that happening. Now, maybe it's only 20% chance. Maybe there's a 50% chance. I don't know the percentage, but it's higher than it was yesterday. That's what I know. That's number one. The other thing, and I know fans don't like to hear this, and I don't want to be a negative Nancy. You know, Chris Greer might just be bad at signing free agents. Last year, Jordan Howard, Shaq Lawson, Flowers, Van Noy. How you doing? Keep it moving. They're all gone. And I know some fans are saying, well, they're Band-Aid types. At least he's smart enough to move on from them quick. And that's spin. It's all true. They are taking huge hits on the cap for these guys. But when you sign a free agent, the thought is they're going to be a central piece or a piece of your team moving forward. Not guys who are here for a year. You take a cap hit and just throw them to the curb. I mean, if it's 1 or 2 guys, hey, nobody bats 1,000. But this is 4. Okay, this is 4 guys. And to me, I think it reflects something on him. I don't know what that something is yet, because they did win 10 games last year. But they won 10 games with these guys. Let's see how many they win without them now. And maybe they're moving on from them a little too soon. Howard's not the case. Shaq Lawson was a good trade. I'll give him those 2. Shaq Lawson was a good trade because you got a linebacker to fill a need. Howard stunk. The Van Noy and Flowers one. Flowers, I mean, he was better than Solomon Kinley last year. He was better than Hunt. That's just a fact. And now he's not here. And if someone gets hurt, we got to toss someone else out there. I'd rather pay Flowers to sit on the bench and be there in case of an emergency than pay him to play for Washington. That's just my logic. Maybe I'm in the minority.
I like what Ennis just mentioned, that they were there for mentoring the young guys. Because if you think about how young we were,
expensive mentors.
They were expensive mentors. But here's the other thing, and you're right, Mike, that some of these free agents didn't work out. But you also have to recognize the ones that did work out. You know, look at Emmanuel Ogbah, and we got him at a discount. Trust me, when he did, what was it, 9
sacks, I think.
Right? 9 sacks on the season.
Around there, yeah.
And then you had Byron Jones. Yeah, he didn't have a lot of interceptions, but guess what?
He made Howard get him.
He made Howard get him because he was covering his player, and people forget about those players. So, you know, he had some real nice pickups from free agency. And yeah, he's moving on from some that he thinks that, like we've said already with Kyle Van Noy, you know, Van Ginkel is going to take the Kyle Van Noy spot, right? So we have a feeling, and Andrew Van Ginkel proved last season that he can be that everyday starter and that he can make a difference in a game. So, you know, I hate to say that they made a bad decision. I want to see how it turns out. And as Joy Elizabeth wrote in our chat, she said, the final puzzle pieces are all coming together. So it's not done yet. Our puzzle has not been put together yet. We have to wait until Sunday till we can actually see that. And it may actually be a little bit after that, because you may have a few more free agency signings after the.
Well, that's the other thing. Well. Obviously, Flowers only 27. He literally just turned 27 on Sunday, because on the website I put up a happy birthday announcement, and he's traded on Tuesday. So it happened quick. But he's still a young guy. Our offensive line, I just wouldn't call it a strength. It's still a little bit of a weakness. And having an extra capable body, even if he's not starting, I think it's valuable, especially since the cap savings really wasn't that much. I mean, if it was $8 million, I could justify it, but it's not that much. But some other veterans here, because they don't have enough money yet under the cap to sign their whole class of free agents. So there's some other veterans that are probably going to get moved, and it probably depends on how the draft plays out. So a couple names to keep an eye on who have a hefty price tag, who don't be shocked if they're moved. Number one, Bobby McCain. It makes a good chunk of change. And if he's moved, they could probably sign their whole draft class. Another name, I know fans don't like to hear this much, Devontae Parker. Depending what they do with wide receiver, if they get someone like Chase, let's say, you have Chase, you have Preston, Will Fuller, Lynn Bowden. You got a lot of names. It might be time to part company with a guy who's, turned it around in recent years, still got a lot of nagging injuries at times, and they could save some money there, maybe get a pick around 4 that you'll announce. They could get something for him, open up some space. So those are two guys to keep an eye on. The other thing, Jones is probably going to have to restructure his deal. Byron Jones was grossly overpaid. Now, look, he's a very good player, and I love him. I don't want to see him go anywhere. But he's going to have to restructure his deal to open up money. That might happen. And also, with what they do at wide receiver, Hearns, Wilson, and Grant are 3 guys who might have played the last game with the Dolphins, depending on how and who they take at wide receiver as well.
It's going to be an incredible. So regardless of if they pick a top wide receiver or not, let's be honest, the competition at wide receiver this offseason is going to be fierce. And Coach Flores, because you've got some speedy guys, right? You've got Jakeem, you've got Albert Wilson. If you end up picking up a Jalen Waddle, which again, we don't know what's going to end up happening, but he is super fast. You put those guys on the field, now it's not just who's the fastest. It's now going to be who can also catch the ball while they're running 60 miles an hour, So I'm excited because here's what I'm really excited about, Mike. In prior years, we're heading into the draft and we say, we have no idea what the Miami Dolphins are going to do.
Are they going to screw it up?
Right. Well, are they going to screw it up? But also there were so many holes, Mike.
Yeah.
This year, there's really not, it doesn't appear that there are as many holes.
There's 4 key spots. Center,
compared to 20. Compared to 20 key spots. It's,
wide receiver, running back, edge rusher, center. 4 key spots that they will address. Could they go off that? Now, if they go offensive tackle, I get it because now they have a hole there.
Right.
So that one I understand, but essentially 4 spots they have to fill. I think in rounds 1, 2, and 3, in some capacity, they have to be addressed.
Agreed. But I'm just so excited because when's the last time we were at a draft, going into the draft, and we did not have as many holes as we are in the situation right now?
Probably since Shula.
Yeah, right. It feels that way.
I'm sure
there are some other examples.
But I'm in my 40s. I ain't getting any younger. I remember those days. They were fun. Recently hasn't been a lot of fun.
You're right. Well, it's going to be fun, my man. I'm guaranteeing it.
It's going to be fun. This weekend's going to be fun. It's that time in the show. That time everyone loves, where we talk about our good friends over at Manscaped. Now, I got a bunch of reads I could do, but this is the last time I'll be able to read this one, and it makes you laugh every time. And since it's the last time, since this is our last show prior to the draft, I'm going to read this one because I think out of all the reads they have sent us in the past year, this is by far their best work.
Okay, I'm listening.
So, I know you've heard it before, but this is still great. With the first pick of the 2021 men's grooming draft, the Ball-Saxonville Sagwires select Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. Looks like Mel Kiper gave this an A+ grade because this pick is a major upgrade for their Bush defense. So for all you NFL fans out there, we have the promo code Dolphins Talk. Save 20% and get free shipping on all your orders. Whether it's a smaller order for $6 or $7, or it's a larger order where you get their premium products and a bunch of them in a package or a kit, you still save 20%. You still get free shipping. Because remember, guys, when you trim the hedges, the tree stands taller. That's right. The tree stands taller. And the new performance package, you'll find products and liquid formulations that have been developed to turn your bathroom into a salon for your balls. That's right. Imagine showing up for your post-quarantine date with some nose pubes popping out. Not the best look, fellas. That's why you need the Weed Whacker. Yes, that's right, the Weed Whacker to take care of those nose pubes. The Crop Reviver is a spray-on toner for your balls. Yep, you heard that right. It's made with soothing aloe with hazel extracts that'll make your balls feel like Tom Brady after a little avocado tequila. So everyone go to Manscaped, use the promo code Dolphins Talk, save 20% and get free shipping. And that's the last time I'm reading that one. Good night, everybody. So everyone go to manscaped.com, promo code Dolphins Talk.
Can I
Yeah.
if I go on the stage in Cleveland,
do it.
Like the 151st pick for the Saxonville, what is it?
Sagwires.
Saxonville
Sagwires.
Saxonville Sagwars. Oh, I mean the Miami Dolphins.
You would be a legend. You'd go viral if you got the promo.
I will never be allowed at Hard Rock Stadium.
You'd be banned from every NFL event forever. But I would love you.
God,
if you got the promo code out
awesome.
and we got a bunch of sales off this,
That
it would be
awesome.
amazing. But yes, so Ian.
Yes, sir.
We
I got the
talked
balls
about the
preserver, by the way.
That's it right there for those of you watching live. Okay. Now it's time to have some fun.
All right.
Now the draft party's really going to kick into high gear. We've done the news. We talked about Ereck Flowers trade, talked about the Dolphins event. Now the Dolphins Talk draft party is going to kick in. I'm putting on my party gear, my party chain. Woo woo! Got the foam.
I got to get my draft hat on, right? Because we're going to the draft.
Got the foam finger Dolphins #1. Woo woo! We're partying, baby, because this is the Dolphins Talk draft party, and we're gonna have a little fun. Because over here I got the food, the chips, the dip. The red Solo cups are out. Music is playing, but you can't hear it.
Nope.
Play along. It's fun, baby. So here's what we're gonna do. Some final draft thoughts. We're gonna play. My foam finger. Is it on the camera? There it is. Final draft thoughts. We're gonna play a game, and I'm gonna throw you a bunch of scenarios, and I want you to tell me who the Miami Dolphins should pick. So let's say quarterbacks go 1, 2, 3 in all these scenarios.
Yep.
Pick number 4, Atlanta goes Trey Lance.
Oh,
Pick
yeah.
Number 5, Cincinnati goes Penei Sewell. With the 6th pick, Ian Berger, who do you have the Miami Dolphins taking?
With the 6th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Kyle Pitts, tight end, University of Florida.
I agree. That's what they should do as well. I wholeheartedly agree. Now, here's another scenario for you.
Okay.
Pick number 4, Atlanta takes Trey Lance. Pick number 5, Cincinnati takes Jamar Chase. What do you have the Miami Dolphins doing?
Oh, I still got Kyle Pitts then.
That's right. That was an easy one.
Hold on.
Okay.
I was like,
I
can't
have
get
to throw it
excited
out
again. All right.
Okay, here we go. Now it gets tricky.
All right.
Pick number 4, Atlanta takes Kyle Pitts. Pick number 5, Cincinnati takes Jamar Chase. This is the $1 million one, the situation that no Dolphins fan wants, let's be honest. What do the Dolphins do?
With the 6th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins take ex-Heisman Trophy winner Devontae Smith, wide receiver, Alabama. Let's go. Fins up. Let's go.
That's it. I think that's one of the 3 possibilities. I think, and let's talk about this for a minute. Stop playing around. The 3 in this situation, which very well might happen, where Pitts and Chase are off the board. What does Miami do? They have 3 options. Like we said, more of an option than it was 24 hours ago. Penei Sewell is an option because best available player, he kind of checks that box. Is it a neat spot? Well, yeah, now it kind of is. It's possible. I don't think it's likely, but it's possible. Then you got Devontae Smith, 166 pounds soaking wet. And you got Jalen Waddle, 5'10", speedster. People compare him to Tyreek Hill and everything he brings to the table. And, of course, there's the other option, trading down, but we ain't going to talk about that because we'll be here all night talking about trade down options.
Yeah.
So that's where it gets tricky. And
you know what's interesting?
There's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer.
I changed my glasses because I want to go to the orange color, right? And I think this actually might have the Dolphins logo on the side. But here's the deal.
With that hat too.
You know, who's the Mike, if you think about it, who's the best defensive player that's in the draft this starting tomorrow? Who's the best defensive player?
Probably Micah Parsons, I would say.
Would you be surprised if the Miami Dolphins went Micah Parsons at 6?
I wouldn't be stunned. Well, I wouldn't be surprised, I guess. I think they tried to trade down because I don't think he would go in the top 10. I mean, there's a chance the Lions could take him, but if they could trade down and still find a way to take him rather than take him at 6, I think they would try that. But yeah, no, that wouldn't stun me though.
Right. We're all talking about pass catchers, which is, I think, what we want. We want a pass catcher. So we're like talking it into existence. But the coach and general manager could be going in a totally different direction than we are. And I know Sewell too, even if Sewell's available, they may choose not to go the Sewell route either. Could you imagine if all 4 of the pass catchers are available, Sewell is available, and everybody's thinking they're going to take Pitts, and then all of a sudden they take a Micah Parsons,
Yeah,
it's going to be, and that's, I guess that's the beauty of
this whole process. Get hostile. I think your draft party at Hot Rock would get hostile. You would have to take out the phone and take some video of that. I'd like to see how that would go. Yeah, I do think change your glasses. I love it.
I got the white Dolphins.
I think here's what I think. First off, there's no wrong answer per se. They're going to get a very good player. When I look at the wide receivers, I will admit I have concerns about Smith and his weight. 160. Now, if you're taking Smith at like pick number 12 or 15 or 18, that's fine. Pick number 6, that's a high pick. That's where I have concerns. Waddle, he's only 5'10". I mean, 5'10" for a pick number 6 scares me. It's like fighting over who's the tallest. I mean, I don't know. It's not that scares me. So I have, and I know I've pounded the table and I come off like a total hypocrite. I totally admit. I have pounded the table and don't take an offensive tackle in round 1. Don't do it. It wouldn't upset me if they went Sewell at 6. I will say that, because now you're going Sewell, Hunt, center's a question mark still, Solomon Kinley, Austin Jackson, or you flip-flop Austin Jackson, Sewell, however you want to do it, whatever.
Yep.
That's 4 young offensive linemen you can sort of build around. Hopefully they all play well. But, I mean, at that point, you really got to be done with your offensive line, because if you can't build this right with all those picks, something wrong. It's something wrong with the guy picking the players at that point. It ain't the players. But I've warmed up to that more than I have for the past 3 months, let's just say.
I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to get serious. I'm going to take these glasses off.
Yes, there you go. Because we're a serious
these
show.
Other ones. I'm going to put these other ones on. These are my last set. I've got 4 glasses sitting here.
You look so serious right now.
Here's my serious point. I am going to support whatever the pick is. And,
absolutely.
Some people are like, I'm going to be so disappointed if they don't take a pass catcher at 6. I'm going to be so disappointed if they don't take Penei Sewell at 6. I'm going to be so disappointed if they don't take XYZ at 18, right? If they don't take Najee Harris and he's still there at 18. At the end of the day, we put the responsibility of creating this team to, Coach Flores and also Chris Greer. And I think we've got to, from where they started to where they ended last year to where they are now, we've got to give them a little bit of space to be able to do what they think is best for our team. Again, even though they had all those players that they cut after last season, they still won 10 games last season after a prior season that they won 5 games. So I think that there's some trust that we need to be able to provide, to give, even though some people will say we're not going to do it. What have they really proven? Well, they haven't proven much besides a winning season, right? Which in most other seasons would get you to the playoffs. So I'm going to be supportive. Am I going to be 100% behind what that pick is? Maybe not. Maybe I'm going to be questioning it, but I think we'll have to wait and see what happens on the field come August when they first start coming together to see, what was the brain work behind these picks that they're making tomorrow through Saturday.
2 things. Yes, you're 100% right too. 2 things I'll say. And I'll support pretty much anyone they pick there, because like I said, there's really no wrong answer. We all have our guys we want to see, but there's really not a wrong answer. But I will say there's one situation where I think it would be a wrong answer. If they're on the clock at 6, and if Pitts is there, and if Chase is there, and they do something crazy and take Waddle or Parsons, and they pass on both those guys, I'm sorry, I'm going to be mad. And I'm sorry,
You're
I'm
allowed
going to be mad.
You're allowed to be.
That would be the one situation where if you pass on both of those guys, because our offense it really lacks a lot of firepower, and this is the chance to change that. That's the one. Now, if they're both gone, there's nothing you can do about that. Okay.
Right.
But if they're both,
it might be easier decision then, right?
It does. Well, Yeah, and that leads me to my next point. Thank you very much for that segue, which you didn't know you just made. You know, fans of the Dolphins are scarred. And one of the scars that we kind of picked that scab at is Culpepper over Breeze. Culpepper over Breeze. Can you believe we took Culpepper over Breeze?
I believe it.
The Miami Dolphins were picking third in this draft. Third at one point.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts, everything you hear, best tight end prospect ever, can't miss. Guy's unbelievable. Gonna be he's gonna just tear up the NFL. If Kyle Pitts goes on to that type of career, a legendary career, lives up to the hype, and the Miami Dolphins take, whether it's Smith or Waddle, they're a nice player. Nice player, but not the level of Pitts. We're going to be talking about this trade to the day we die, the same way we talk about Culpepper and Breeze. It's just a fact. We're going to say we had them in our hands, and we traded them away for what, a couple extra picks that you don't know who they're going to be. Maybe they're good, maybe they're not. Who the hell knows? We traded them away for maybe a guy for a pick in 2023s at our next Charles Harris type. You know what I mean? Somebody was a bust. It's not worth. So that's going to be the interesting thing. If Pitts goes 4 or 5, and Miami had the chance, had him, but they traded away from that. Man, in 5 years, 10 years, we're going to be talking about, if he lives up to the hype, we're going to be talking about this forever, because what could have been.
Well, you know how that's not going to become an issue, and here's how it's not going to become an issue.
Draft a good player that win games.
and you know what? They don't even need to be Pro Bowl players.
No.
As long as they're contributing, right? And if the Dolphins are going to the playoffs, or if the Dolphins are getting deep into the playoffs, it ain't going to matter. It really is not going to matter. That is the goal. Every fan of the Miami Dolphins want the Dolphins to get to the playoffs, want the Dolphins to get to the Super Bowl. We don't care the name on the back of the jerseys, as long as a group effort with a team that's on the field will get us to that promised land. So, and that's what was missing. If you think about it, after Culpepper, right? After all the Chads, after all that stuff, we didn't get to the playoffs till 2008. So while Drew Brees was taking the Saints to the Super Bowl, right? And winning Super Bowls and going to the playoffs every year, the Dolphins were sitting there in mediocrity. So I think that could be the difference maker, right? Because here's the thing too, I guess we could probably say that about any one of the pass catchers. If we decide we're going to pass on Waddle, and Waddle ends up being just the next coming of Tyreek Hill, right? Or if Chase ends up being the next coming of one of the top wide receivers, Julio Jones. That's exactly.
Compared to, yeah.
Right, exactly. So, but winning changes everybody's mind. Winning makes people forget about things that have happened in the past. So, and Mario says I'm right, so I must be right.
Yeah, that means you're. If Mario says it, it's true. So, one thing here before we talk about your trip to Cleveland, there were 3 mock drafts. Once again, mock drafts, but mock drafts put out by what I call legitimate reporters like Peter King, Albert Breer. You do stand up and pay a little bit more attention than most. They all had the same thing. Now, Breer, King, and there was a third one. I totally forget the guy's name, but it was a big-time national reporter. Had the same mock for the Dolphins. Waddle at 6, Jalen Phillips at 18. But literally 3 different guys for 3 different outlets, national well-known guys, had the same exact mock for the Dolphins. We'll see. And also, I'm seeing right now, and I haven't been watching because I've been talking, obviously, NFL Network, Daniel Jeremiah is releasing his final mock draft. Once again, he's one of those guys, when he does, you stand up and listen, because he obviously knows what's going on, or has somewhat of a clue, more tied in than most. And he has the Miami Dolphins taking Chase. Hopefully,
and again, they have no idea.
It's all
going to depend on what happens at 5.
They have no idea, but some of these guys really are tied in more than others, and they might have more of a clue. But yes, it is guessing. I will say this: Peter King, you cannot knock. Peter King last year,
I know. Yeah,
his first round mock, he nailed, which is a great number. 11 of 32 picks. That's a third. Now, for most of these mocks, even guys like Mayock, Mike Kuiper, who do this stuff year round, they might get 5 or 6 right. Peter King got 11. That's a third. So I'm paying attention to what Peter King says, because Peter King's been doing this for 100 years. He talks to every team. He talks to general managers. He knows what's going on. And nobody bats 1,000. Nobody even bats 500. But when you get a third right in a year, That's damn good.
Yeah, but Mike, and I'm gonna counter that and say he got 66% of them
That's
wrong.
true.
So again, a huge number.
But
and who knows if it's the Dolphins pick that's wrong? Who knows if it's
in Major
the
League
Bengals?
Baseball, if you hit 300, you're going to the Hall of Fame. Peter
That's
King's
true.
going. He's in the Hall of Fame with 300.
In baseball.
In baseball, that's true. So I guess let's as we wrap up here, you're going to Cleveland, Ian.
Oh,
you're going
man.
to Cleveland. Cleveland
Oh,
rocks,
man.
baby, as they say.
Oh,
Talk
man.
about your trip. Now, what more have they told you since last time we did a show? You obviously will be announcing picks rounds 4 through 7 for the Miami Dolphins. Have they announced anything else?
So we are getting there. We're leaving on Friday. We are leaving. So as I mentioned already, I'm going to that Dolphins draft party at Hard Rock Stadium on Thursday. We're leaving Friday at around noon. We should be up in Cleveland right around 3:45, 4 o'clock. So my daughter and I are going to try and get to we're going to try and take the red line subway into downtown, get into our hotel, and then try and make it into the draft. I think there's a special place for all of the fans of the year,
sure.
which is kind of nice. So we'll be doing that. We're going to try and do that. If not, we actually have a reservation at they're doing it was like the Super Bowl experience, except now it's like the NFL draft experience. We got pictures with the Lombardi. They're doing something like that. A lot of activities. So we have a time slot that was given to us from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock to be able to do that on Friday night. So then Saturday, this is going to be a long day for us. We have to, the draft on Saturday starts at noon. We have to check in at 9:30.
I'm sure.
All the fans of the year, we check in. There's a convention center not too far away from where all this is going. And then they're going to walk us all over to the stage. We're going to do a run through of how the 12 o'clock event is going to look. So guaranteed at noon, I am going to be on ESPN being introduced with all the other fans of the year. So we're going to go through a walkthrough of that. And then again, we have our section where we're going to be sitting. And here's the thing. I don't know if I'm only going to be announcing one pick or if I'm going to be announcing all of the picks from rounds 4 through 7. Originally, I was told all of them, but I'm hearing from some of the other fans of the year that they're being told one specific pick that they're going to be reading out. So I don't know if that changes because I was one of the finalists. I have no idea, but I'm still going to go up there. I started doing my McMahon walk, the strut.
CEO boss.
Yeah, the CEO.
Do the power walk.
The power walk. It looks really funny on me, but I'm going to try.
Great.
Right. And then I'm thinking about saying something nice on the trying to think of saying something nice on the microphone before I announce it. Something like fins up to the Miami Dolphins family or something like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ian Berger, and I am here to announce.
I'm going to be like fins up Miami Dolphins fans worldwide, something like that. And then I'll be like with the 157th pick, and I'll go.
Well, they have no pick in round 4 as of today. Now that
Correct.
could change, obviously.
Correct.
So I'm guessing the first chance will be round 5 for you. Now, if they did have all of them, you were going to be the last pick before Mr. Irrelevant. But then with the Flowers trade, they're swapping in that round, so now it's not the case. But whether it's one or if it's all of them, who cares? It's still freaking awesome. It doesn't matter.
So something else that just kind of came to fruition today, and it is not, it's not something Miami Dolphins that the Dolphins gave me, but it's something that someone else had provided to me. So we've got a Miami Dolphins fan who works for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And do you know who the Cleveland Cavaliers are playing on Saturday night in the Cleveland Arena?
Is it the Heat?
It is the Miami Heat. Yes. So he is figuring out a way to get me some, my daughter and I, some Heat Cavaliers tickets. So we're going to be in a different city that we've never been to. We're going to be attending the draft. I'm going to be announcing the pick. And then Saturday night, I'm going to be going to the Heat game. I think as long as everything goes through the way it is right now, that's how it's going to be. And I did see someone mention about bringing the poncho. Well, tomorrow they said it's a 95% chance of rain in Cleveland. It goes down to about 15% chance of rain on Friday when I get there. And then Saturday there's like 0% chance of rain.
Okay. Yeah. Cause Saturday I like the draft. I mean, the lead up to the draft, as we have sort of said, gets long. It just gets tedious after a while. But the actual rounds 1 on Thursday, and then the second day, Friday is actually my favorite night because you got rounds 2 and 3, and it goes pretty quick. I love Friday. Thursday's fine. Saturday, Now that's work. People watch that all day, which I will because of our site. That's a long day. Because that thing starts at noon and it don't end sometimes to like 5:30.
5 or 6. Yeah.
5, 6. Sometimes it goes even later if some teams really take their whole time or if there's a whole bunch of trades. Saturday goes slow. But I think if you got something to do after the game, like a Heat game, find a way to leave that draft a little early because, to be honest, it's round 7. Ain't much going on around 7. You want to get to Heat. You want to get, especially if they get you some sweet seats down by the court maybe, you want to get to some look who joined us. You want to get to some Heat Cavs down there. That'll be a fun game. That'll be a fun game to see. And as I've told you, Cleveland is a fun little city. It really is. I know it gets a bad reputation. There is a lot of good restaurants. There's a lot of things to see. Everything's in walking distance, which makes it really easy to get around. Once you're in that hub of the Cleveland Browns Stadium, the Indian Stadium, and the one for the kids, it's all walking distance. It really is a nice little city. You're going to have a ball.
I'm excited. Again, we've never been. I did. I don't know if you guys ever do this, but if you go to a new town, you can do like a Google Maps and you can kind of do a field trip of the streets. So you can just kind of get an idea of what it looks like. And I did it. And it looks like, it looks like an older city. Huge buildings. That's the hotel that we're staying in, I think has 50 floors on it. We're right next door to a casino, I believe. So they've got this huge casino complex that's like in there. So I don't think that's gonna work, but I'm excited. My daughter, I wasn't sure if my daughter was going to want to go to the Heat game. She has never been to a Miami Heat game before. So, so she's like, yeah, Dad, I want to go. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's do it. But I can't think Alex, his name is Alex, and he hooked us up. Again, he's an account rep with the Cleveland Cavaliers, but he's a huge Miami Dolphins fan, and he follows me on Twitter.
Yeah. Dolphins fan. Ian, like me, we have a lot of followers on social media. There are
amazing.
Dolphins fans everywhere. When I was on that conference call earlier today with the Miami Dolphins talking about the party at Hard Rock Stadium, there was like 6 or 7 of us on. Not one of us lived in South Florida. One's in Pennsylvania, one's in Massachusetts, one's in Virginia. I'm where I am. Nobody was from South. There's Dolphins fans everywhere. And that's what the draft is. It's kind of a football convention where fans from all over go, show up, have fun. Let's be honest, it's just reading names off an index card. But they turned it into something that people just love. And there's going to be people who, for 3 days, watch this, glued to their TV, hoping their team hits a home run. Yep.
And I really, deep down in my heart, in my brain, I think the Dolphins will do the right thing. I think the Dolphins are going to have this amazing draft. And I'm so looking forward to it, man. This is a great time to be a Dolphins fan. We have waited a long time for our team to be relevant, and I think we are entering a real nice period of time for our team. And tomorrow's going to prove that after the first night of the draft and after the second and third nights of the draft.
Yep, absolutely. And as we wrap up here, let me first get to the plugs, and then I have a sort of a closing statement or plea, I guess you could say. First, the plugs. Everyone, be sure to follow us on Twitter at Ian693 or at my feed, which is going to be big this weekend, at Dolphins Talk. For the live shows Josh and Aaron are doing, all that stuff, they're going to be on my feed. They're going to be on our YouTube page. Go to YouTube, search Dolphins Talk. You can watch them there. And also at the Facebook page, I am a Miami Dolphins fan. So all the live shows Josh and Aaron do, you can watch them there live. And for our post-draft night shows with myself and Tom Ernest, who has now invaded our chat, I see, they will be up on the website. I don't know if we're going to do those live. I don't think so. But those will be up on the website each night after the draft. So check that out. We're going to have so much content. After each pick I'm going to update the website with the player profiles, videos, scouting reports, all this stuff. So you're going to learn a lot about who the Miami Dolphins just drafted, every pick in every round. Give me like 5 or 10 minutes after the pick is made. I'm going to have everything you need and want to know. You're going to know what color toothbrush they brushed your teeth with. I'm going to have that info up there for you. You will get to know all these players. So check out the website, dolphinstalk.com, all weekend, starting Thursday straight through Sunday. We're going to have videos, news, breakdowns, analysis, podcasts, everything that there is. We got a bunch of stuff up right now. I don't know. But here's what I want to close out with the show with. I want a minute, Ian, just to sort of speak.
All right, Mike.
I am 43 years old. I've been a fan of this team my entire life. The opportunity facing the Miami Dolphins this weekend, they haven't had in a long time. And to get to this opportunity took a lot of pain, took a lot of losing, took a lot of trading away very good players. Minka Fitzpatrick, well, that was last year, but Laramie Tunsil trade, we had to go through a lot. And then we had to watch Houston lose to get into a situation where we have 4 draft picks in the top 50. This is, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the biggest draft weekend for the Miami Dolphins in many, many years. And it's going to go one of two ways. They're going to go and hit a home run, and they're going to set up this franchise for decades to be successful, to be a winning franchise, to be a Super Bowl contender. That's what we all hope for. That's what we want to see. Because 4 picks in the top 50, you can really reshape your organization. After having 5 picks in rounds 1 and 2 last year, that's 9 players in a 2-year span in rounds 1 and 2 to really build your franchise. If they do this right, they're going to be a great team for years to come. On the flip side, if they screw this up, it's going to be a big hole to get out of. Big, it just is. Because this many early round picks, you just can't miss on a lot of them. Nobody bats 1,000. I don't expect them to bat 1,000. But you can't, 9 picks combined last year and this year, rounds 1 and 2. You better hit on like 6 or 7 of them big time. And that's why this weekend is so big. And I will say this is my plea. Draft offense. This is an offensive league. The teams that win, Tampa Bay, the Packers, the Saints, Kansas City, what do they have in common? Offense, offense, offense. Edge rushers are nice, I get it. But this is a league where you need to score points. Rounds 1 and 2, I don't care what they do after that. Rounds 1 and 2, get me a big play wide receiver. Get me a running back. You want to find one more offensive lineman? You broke me. Go for it. I don't care at this point. But draft offense. Draft 2 wide receivers if you have to. Because this offense, how it's currently built, is not good enough. We saw that at the end of last year. It's not good enough. They have to fix this offense. They have to improve. Just take advantage of this opportunity because these opportunities don't come around often. We're not going to have 4 picks in the top 50 every year. We'll probably go back next year. 1 pick in round 1, 1 pick in round 2. That's it. Year after that, we got 2 picks in round 1. Okay, but this is golden opportunities. I'm not getting any younger, folks. I want to see this team win in my lifetime. This weekend will go a long way into that happening. So please, for the love of God, don't screw this up, guys, and really just build up this offense because that's what this league is. You talk about Tua Tagovailoa, you want him to succeed, you want him to take that leap, give him some damn help. Give him some help. Don't expect him to do it on his own. He can't. He's a young quarterback. Give him weapons, give him speed, give him the tools to succeed. Otherwise, you're setting him up to fail.
Mike, that was more than a minute. I just want to tell you. But so here's my message, right? And I'm not gonna stand on my soapbox for too long. I'm just gonna say, let's not overreact. No. It sounds like overreaction weekend, and I know we're gonna have some folks that absolutely overreact on one of the picks. Pick number 18 comes. Najee Harris is still sitting there on the board, and the Miami Dolphins choose not to go Najee Harris. You're going to have people that overreact because they say, look at this running back. He's going to be great. This is, da-da-da-da. Well, the Dolphins have a plan. We have to trust that they have a plan. They have had a plan. This is the 3rd year of the rebuild. This is the year that we are going to get it right. I'm not saying this is the year that we might. I'm saying this is the year that we are going to get it right. We have Tua, who is going to show leaps and bounds improvement from year over year. We have young offensive linemen who are going to show improvement year over year. We don't have as many holes that we have to fill as we have, as you mentioned, since the Shula days. This year is going to be a good year. So let's take a look at what they do during this draft and see how they finally put that puzzle together. But we should not overreact for any one pick that they do because we've got to see it in action before you can say it worked or it didn't work.
It's not about one pick. It's just about the mindset of how to build a team, allocation of resources, and roster construction. And that's where I'm nervous because this is an offensive league. And our offense isn't good enough. And with 4 picks in top 50, they don't all have to be offense. I'm not crazy like that. But I would say 3 of them should be. I don't think that's crazy just because of how bad our offense was last year. and it needs to be better across the board. And that's why it's my plea. Just don't forget, Tua Tagovailoa, he ain't going nowhere. He's here this year at least, okay? I think everyone agrees, no Watson. We haven't mentioned him in God knows how many months.
Why did you have to say the word, man?
We have our quarterback, but if you want him to succeed, give him help. He can't throw to Lynn Bowden, and he can't throw to Malcolm Perry in big spots because Parker's hurt, Preston's hurt. We can't make the same mistakes we always make. We need to invest in this offense. The defense is very good. We saw it last year. And even losing Shaq Lawson, losing Van Noy, it's not going to be that big of a hit. They're going to be able to replace those guys and probably not miss much of a beat because they still got Jones and Howard who just make everyone else's life easier. The offense, though, is really where I want to see a focus this weekend because I'll tell you right now, it's not an overreaction. I can look at this roster Saturday night, and if the skill position players are drastically different, that's going to be very disappointing. Very disappointing after free agency and the draft if the skill position players aren't drastically better. So that's why I got my plea because Ian, I'm an old guy. I just want to see.
You sound like my mom did before we had kids. I'm not getting any younger for grandkids.
I just want to see one. I'm not asking to be the Patriots to get like 6 or 7 of these things. I'm asking for one in my lifetime. And this weekend, if they do good, which I know isn't really how you say it, but if they do good, we could see that one in our lifetime.
I'm excited, brother.
I'm excited too. And I hope you have fun in Cleveland. Be safe. Have some fun. Try out some of the restaurants and food.
Definitely
I'm gonna be looking for you on TV. I'll send you a text right after I see. I'll probably send you a video of it. It's something of a screenshot or grab. It's gonna be awesome.
I'm
ready.
It's
gonna be awesome. Cleveland, ready. Big E taking over Cleveland, baby.
Woo! The Dolphins are taking over Cleveland, man. The Dolphins are.
Cleveland and the NFL draft. Once again, for our draft contest, you got a few hours left if you're watching on Wednesday. Go to my Twitter feed at Dolphins Talk. Someone's going to win a jersey. And if you already have a jersey of Tua Tagovailoa and you want someone else, as long as the price is about the same, I'll let you pick whoever the hell you want. I don't care. So go there and play. And I think that's it. Everyone, have a great Wednesday. Enjoy the NFL draft and check out DolphinsTalk.com all weekend as we got you covered non-stop. Ian, close it out.
Fins up, everybody. Let's go. Let's go, Dolphins. Let's go.